여러분 안녕하세요. 제주도 동네업자입니다. 여기는 존의 집이죠. 오늘 영상은 꽤 오래됐죠. 한 2년 정도 같이 이렇게 땅 찾는 것부터 프로젝트를 진행한 존의 집입니다. 완공이 다 됐어요. 그러고 지금 존도 여기서 살고 있고, 그래서 안에는 지금 손님도 있고 해가지고 찍기는 힘든데 마당 보여드리고 존한테 집 졌던 경험을 물어보고 그런 영상을 여러분들께 보여드리겠습니다. 존, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. How's it going? It's
Good? Yeah. It's nice to live inside of your own house instead of renting other people's houses or doing janse or something like that.
Yeah, you finally got your home building completed. So
Yeah.
you should be homeowner right now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. It's I mean, it's more work than living in apartments because also there's some outdoor yard to take care of, but especially having kids, it's a lot nicer. There's a place for kids to run, and set up the pool, or you don't have to worry about noise with neighbors.
Kids are loving this house.
Yeah. Kids like the house a lot. Yeah. My next big project is to finish the yard because this.
Well, I think it's almost done.
But the grass went really well. But this year there's so much rain and it was so cloudy that many of the flowers and plants died. So I have to plant them again.
We've been working for almost 2 years. We started finding your rent together first time, meeting many of real estate agencies, looking for the single rent.
Yeah.
So how was that time? So it was the hardest time for this project?
I think in Jeju it's really hard to find land that's the right size to build a house. Most of the land is just either really small, like 80 pyong or 90 pyong, inside of the small village, and the road going to the house is too narrow. So it's not really good for making a big house, just 20 pyong house or something. Or it's like 1,000 pyong of land. But I don't need 1,000 pyong of land. Right? If 1 pyong of land just cost 5만 won or 2만 won, I'll buy 1,000 pyong. But the land in Jeju is so expensive that trying to find just 150, 200, 250 pyong of land was really difficult. And
the problem is some of real estate agency just have some proposal to sell their rent. They
Right.
don't care about the home building.
right.
So
Well,
we have to avoid this situation.
Right. Nobody cares about your situation more than yourself.
So one more thing, is, you might don't know. You might don't know that. I just checked some of the policy. Jeju Island has a different policy.
Yeah.
So like protecting some of underwater or protecting side view. They just regulate the zone of building.
Okay.
Finally, you got this one. I think.
Right.
Good. Yeah, not
It's
bad.
nice, yeah.
Nice. A decent size for South Korea, I think.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, for America, it's not very big, but if I make it even bigger, then honestly, later I try to sell it. Not many people will want to
You
buy.
still think the house is small?
Not small, but if
Comparing American house.
small compared to American house. Yeah. I mean, this size house. This is like size of house people lived in 1950s and 60s in America. But then 70s, 80s, 90s, people like bigger. The only thing I would like to have for this house would be like a garage to put bicycles.
Garage?
If I had one, if I can improve, make something more, a small garage, because there are many things for children or for hobbies, and trying to find a place to put in the house is sometimes difficult. So if I had a garage, I would have or a small shed. I could put all of the stuff and hide it.
Okay.
But I don't want to put it in my yard because the yard's not big and there's no room by the driveway, so I just nothing.
I understand that.
But
don't worry, it's just you can get the chance further to make a bigger house, to build a bigger
Later.
Yeah. Anyway, finally you chose this land and then go to go to some office to having a meeting with the architecture.
Yeah.
There's some difficult or something make you hard when we have a meeting with architecture.
Not difficult. I mean, maybe some only difficult thing is maybe some concept or idea I have in my head is honestly not kind of Korean style. So maybe it can be a little bit hard to explain. But I realized too that my personal taste, I like something very expensive.
Well, in that time, I felt just a little bit. He is having stereotype, just building a home plan, just build the. I think he's just building the building. He think is like a Korean style house.
Right.
Yeah, so he might not understand.
Right, my
what you
idea.
want.
Yeah. I'm not old, so hopefully later in my life I can have more opportunities to build even more the way I want. But I'm satisfied. I'm not gonna live in this house for 50 years, and hopefully the house is something that other people will like eventually, and when it's time to sell, other people will enjoy this style. And
저희가 이제 좋은 땅을 여기 찾을 때도 이제 공인중개사 다 그런 건 아닌데 이제 몇몇 분들이 막 그냥 무조건 땅만 팔려고 그래서 그런 상황도 좀 우리가 피했고 또 제주도는 이제 여러분들이 알다시피 좀 이 자치도라서 좀 특별한 케이스가 있어요. 조례가 있어가지고 그 조례도 잘 피해서 이제 땅을 선택을 해야 되기 때문에 그런 것 때문에 좀 땅 찾는데 시간이 걸렸고 존이 결국은 이 땅이 좋을 것 같다. 그래가지고 이 땅을 이제 분할해서 여기다 이렇게 집을 지은 거죠. 처음엔 여기가 산이었었어요. 그냥 임야. 완전 이제 쓰레기 좀 있었고 그리고 그 다음에 이제 바로 땅을 계약하고 같이 건축사 사무실을 갔죠. 휘 건축사라고 저랑 같이 프로젝트를 많이 진행한 소장님인데 그 소장님 되게 좋아요. 이렇게 잘 해주고 다 해주는데 일단 존은 이제 미국인이고 아메리칸이고 이제 소장님이나 저는 다 이제 한국 사람이고 그래서 이제 그 중간에 존이 원하는 집과 이제 또 이 건축사 소장님도 자기 하는 스타일이 있으니까 그 가운데 조율 보는 게 조금 이제 일반 건축보다는 그런 특별한 점이 있었다. 해가지고 이제 허가를 받고 after we getting approval from the government and starting this home building, it was summer season last year.
yeah, it was just about to be monsoon season.
Yeah, because almost take 6 months.
About 5 months? 5 months maybe.
그래서 이제 그렇게 허가를 받자마자 바로 이제 존이 여기 살아야 되니까 바로 이제 공사를 해가지고 이제 5개월 정도 이제 그 정도 걸려가지고 사실 존이 지금 입주한 지는 꽤 됐어요. 집이 입주가 됐다. 존이 이렇게 잘 살고 있다. 마지막으로 영상을 좀 보여드려야 될 것 같아서 네, 영상을 찍는 겁니다. 그리고 그 다음에 여러분들께 이제 건축비를 좀 알려드릴게요. 이 집이 43평이에요. 43평이고 그리고 150 square meter almost.
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
그리고 금액은 3억이 조금 안 되게 3억이 300 million
about, yeah.
But you should add more spending money.
Yeah, so then there was
Close
right
that,
because there's the land, and then the land has to be, you have to change it from like farmland to something you can build on, so that tax is like 10%.
Out of the rent.
And then of the land cost plus then the next tax was like, I don't remember, 5% more.
No. 2%.
2%.
예.
Okay.
이게 이제 개인 집을 짓는 거는 세금을 줄이려면 그 취득세 2% 아마 나올 거예요. 그리고 이게 이 읍사무소에서 딱 환상 가액을 이렇게 정합니다. 이 집은 얼마짜리, 이 집은 얼마짜리 그렇게 정해가지고 거기에 세금을 이제 매기는 거죠. 그래서 the government will just set your house price, yeah, according based on some of the table they have.
Right.
They issue the tax.
Right, it's kind of like underestimates.
Yeah, right.
Right, it's kind of like they value the house like very cheaply, and then kind of taxes cheap.
What about disadvantage, right? This way you pay tax. Just someday come you want to sell this house, you have to pay more.
Right.
So just live in this house 5 years more, and then the tax is getting reduced.
Decreasing.
존이 이제 집을 짓고 5월달에 이사를 해서 지금 how many months you live this house?
Already? 10?
10?
10 months.
거의 한 1년 정도 벌써 살고 있네요. 10개월 정도 여기서 이제 살았답니다. 그러니까 올 여름도 지나가고 이제 올 겨울에 이제 한 번 더 혹독한 계절을. 근데 뭐 겨울은 제주도에 그렇게 혹독하지 않으니까 올 여름에 좀 많이 더웠었어요. How much money did you spend for cooling system in this house?
Not a little bit more than 10만 원, but that's not that much because the house we lived in 조수리, it's like it was like 35만 원, and the house is so hot because there's no insulation, the window quality is not good. Honestly, like for me, I like my house cold, so actually in the winter you barely need to turn on the heater. Really, just January, February, but December the house is not cold inside. Even no heater, it's warm. But January, February a little bit cold, so yeah.
Let's see more.
Yeah.
Do you satisfy this house?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
그래가지고 건축비는 이게 한 3억 정도 들어간 집입니다. 근데 이제 존이 거기다가 뭐 이제 가구도 해야 되고 이런 거 막 해가지고 또 이제 마당도 꾸미고 돈 많이 썼을 거예요. 대출도 좀 많이 받고 그래가지고 돈 많이 썼어요. 근데 그래도 이제 뭐 내 집을 갖게 됐으니까 더 이상 이제 이사 다닐 필요도 없고 잘 갖고 있다가 잘 팔아서 뭐 언젠가 존이 또 미국 갈 수도 있고. Do you plan to go back?
Not to America, but I don't know, some place eventually. Maybe Europe.
Europe. What country?
I don't mind. I don't mind. Wherever I can get a visa. Portugal. Well, maybe Germany. I went to Germany a few times. It was nice. Someplace warm though. Maybe southern Europe. Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece, like that.
네, 그렇습니다. 그래서 오늘 영상은 제가 요 존이랑 이제 대화 끝내고 존, can I shoot?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Say something last time. I think it will be last video for of your project. So say something to my subscribers.
I guess my advice is that if you want to build a house, first of all, here's the right person to build the house. But
I'm retired.
okay, well, maybe he can recommend somebody. But I think if you're going to build a house, it's a great experience. You should though think a lot about what it is that you want before you start to build a house, and try to imagine what it will look like in your head, which is not always easy. And think about like what is important in your own lifestyle.
Yeah,
so
right.
like do you want to have like more space, like bigger bedrooms, or
Yeah, right.
like do you like to be in the kitchen? So make sure you get the loan before you start the house project. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, just the important thing is having a conversation with each other so many times.
Yeah.
To make this partner understanding my thinking,
Yeah.
what I want to the home building. So
Right.
because most think just home building for only homeowner.
Mm.
It's not architecture. It's not me. Just for homeowner. So we build it like that. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. If you have any problem, just let me know.
Sure.
I'm always around.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.